Could you imagine it like paying for a fifth of a ring and then still having the nerve to ask for the ring in the
He's
divorce?
broke. He
He
needs
has
the
all
money.
the chicken spots.
Who?
Hot chicken? What is he? He
Dave's
has
Hot Chicken?
Chris Humphrey chicken. Oh,
Chicken
Dave's Hot
Shop Dave?
Chicken.
Dave's Hot Chicken.
He owns, yeah.
He owns Dave's Hot Chicken?
Yep, in
That tracks.
Minnesota.
Only one in Minnesota.
No, multiple in Minnesota.
Only Minnesota. That
Um,
explains. That's a fifth of the company, Zach.
I mean, I guess.
It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
The big bad wolf, I feel like, is in fucking town today. I'm not talking about Zach Peters' throat blowing away the rest of the men in downtown LA.
What an intro.
I really try to just throw you off guard on all these intros.
Mission accomplished.
How is the wind treating you in the gusty, lovely city of the Angelinos?
It's so windy, and I don't know why it's windy because
Windy
I don't
Williams.
like the wind. It's rainy and gloomy, but now we have the wind on top of it, and I'm just like,
At least
all right,
someone's
here
on
we know.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's atop. My friend, I was on the phone with her earlier today, and she's like, "Bitch, did you wake up last night?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "I woke up at 2:30, and the wind was like, ding dong, bitch, time to get up."
Yeah, the wind has been crazy, especially today. Like I can hear the wind outside, and normally I can't, because the walls of my apartment are pretty like soundproofed. But no, it's like so windy. It's crazy.
You know, it's unfortunate because as much as we want to stay in right now and protect ourselves from the wind, there's no new traders. The hell we gonna do?
No.
The hell we supposed to do with our Thursday night? I have seen, I think I sent you this video though, that was this man who was like, "Oh my God, someone spilled wine on my carpet," and was just blotting wine. But it was the scene during Traders where Dylan has his hands up like this, and it looks like he's giving a really, really good job at blotting out the carpet. So
I saw.
I
Oh
just-
wait, did you send me that?
I did.
Oh, I was like, wait, I did see this, but I was like, this sounds like something you would send me, and you did send it to me.
It sounds like something I would do in general to a man. So
Spill wine on your carpet.
spill wine on the carpet and just blot it out, give a good rub down, and just go, whew.
You could act it out with your boyfriend.
Have you ever tried this one? Have you ever tried spilling the wine on the carpet and trying to get it out with your real good skills? Well, what's new? What's happening otherwise for your life?
Just staying alive every day. Staying
Just
busy.
juicy scooping it up.
Oh yeah, I was on Juicy Scoop this week. I'm gonna be back on Popcorn Planet tonight, or I guess it's already out by the time that this airs. Yeah, I've been living life, booked and busy like Meghan Markle.
Oh,
She just announced her new podcast.
I know. I was going to say we'll talk about that later, but you sound like you're going to be Meghan Markle. Everyone watches the first episode and no one keeps on around.
They keep watching me. Stick
They
around.
keep watching, see what gonna happen. Who gonna check me, boo?
Who gonna check me, boo?
Don't
But we
know.
do have some hot headlines, unless there's something hot in your personal life that you want to spill.
Yes, my hot personal life includes me calling my PCP, primary care physician, to get a blood check.
For gonorrhea.
Because- You guessed it. Really, too much of these streets have been inside of me, and instead of me being on these streets, no, I need to get checked out because a girl's been.
Hurting.
Yes.
Chlamydia.
My primary care physician is like, you haven't come in, and then my counselor's like, have you thought about an SSRI? I'm like, not this week. Give me another week to think about it.
You're getting old.
I'm 29. Who
I know. My life isn't even that boring.
boring. Boring.
The excitement
Back
of your day
rolls.
is talking to your primary care physician.
I haven't. I was talking to my counselor, but anyway, yeah, we do have a lot of hot headlines to get to. But do you want to read any fun comments of sorts on the podcast? Everyone really fucking loves these really jaw-dropping, ripping Zach Peter reviews.
Are they ripping me? What are they saying?
Nobody. No words are good words. I did see this comment on a previous episode, though, from Sarah on Spotify saying, I was happy Dolores and Dylan were included in the winners. They got a participation
Why?
trophy. I have seen so much of this Traitors press run now that they have won. They were on Watch What Happens Live, Kelly Clarkson show.
Yeah.
They have been run in, and I just love how Gabby Wendy's like, look, still haven't seen that money. And Gaggy. Andy's like, what's your rose and what's your thorn? She's like, rose was winning. Thorn is obviously I haven't got my money. Or she's like, I obviously haven't got my money. He's like, what's your thorn? She's like, I haven't gotten my money. Like, obviously.
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah. Because, well, I mean, it's not like she's getting very much. What is she going to end up with?
Like
$25,000?
$50,000.
And then after taxes?
You're right. You ain't wrong.
I mean, that's not bad. 25K is not that bad.
But the endorsement
it's not like
deals, who knows?
Life-changing money. Yeah. So, but they normally have to wait. Sorry, I have a dog hair in my mouth. They normally
Net
have
60?
to wait.
Net 90?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, actually, yeah. So they usually have a certain period after the finale airs that they have to wait before they're able to get their money per their like this is standard for any competition show. So anytime you see somebody win the show on any like competition with prize money, they don't actually get anything until after the show airs.
Yeah. And then they're like, show aired, net 90 starts now. Well,
I don't love those net 90s or those net 120s.
Don't do it. Well, I will stop bewildering and pandering to the audience enough, and let's just get on to our hot, piping hot headliners. Because I think you have some things you want to shake on up in here. I have some things that aren't in our rundown of our docket today that I have forgotten to put in, but I will get to when they come back to me. Yeah, it's the SSRI that I have not been put on kicking in. But what is our hot headline, Mr. Zachary?
Well, obviously, we were covering the Diddy trial, and we were covering Jay-Z getting lumped into the Diddy lawsuits. And so now we have the accuser that named Jay-Z in one of the lawsuits. There's been this leaked audio that's been going around of her basically saying that it was her attorney, Tony Buzzfee, that was encouraging her and pushing her to include Jay-Z into this lawsuit, presumably because obviously, Buzzfee wants to have as many big celebrity names as possible. We know that this alleged incident that happened, 20 years ago, it was like over 20 years ago, back in like 2000, that the alleged assaults took place with 3 different celebrities, one of them being Diddy, the second one being named as Jay-Z, and the third, who's female, has yet to be named. But Jay-Z's now, his attorney's coming out and saying, see, they completely made it up. Tony Buzzfee was encouraging her to pursue litigation against me. He was just doing this because he's thirsty. And then Buzzfee came back and said they basically coerced these statements out of my client. She fully stands by her statements that Jay-Z was one of the 3 parties that was present that night. And so Buzzfee is standing by his claims.
Buzzfee was really... He's been in it with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was like, the truth will prevail. You will see. And I remember he said that like Tony Buzzfee had hit him up saying that there was going to be information that was going to come out unless like Jay-Z cooperated. And so it was like very much
extortion.
It's interesting. It's like a lot of these cases now I'm like, I don't know who to pick. I don't know who to say and believe anymore. It's hard. Anytime I'm like, show me the screenshots, the timelines, the receipts, because I need some physical evidence. Even the stuff that happened at South by Southwest with this, what we'll talk about later, Blake Lively, this girl was like recording an incident and she's like, I was told to stop recording and there's no proof of this recording. Yeah. I don't know. I just, the internet is forever, but the 2000s does not have the internet at times, it seems.
No. Yeah, I mean, you always have to be skeptical and take everything with a grain of salt. Obviously, Diddy's not a very kosher dude.
No.
And, I think he definitely got a little too wild and has a lot of dirt on a lot of people. So I think we will hear more celebrities that were involved in some of the Diddy freak-offs. But when it comes to Jay-Z, I don't know if I fully believe that Jay-Z is entirely clean, just because he's been in this world for a very long time. He's been very close to Diddy for a very long time, and the two have been linked. That he either knew something or he participated in something, and I'm not fully convinced that Jay-Z has been exonerated necessarily, but Busby is saying like his client, even though she decided to not pursue any legal action against Jay-Z, she maintains the statements that she made. So I don't know. We have to just kind of wait and see how these things play out. But I'm still leaning on the air of caution when it comes to Jay-Z.
To really have a not sure, I don't know from Mr. Zack Repeater, that's really saying something out the gate. That means there's no strong evidence. There's no smoking gun. No,
there isn't. And until there is, I think we have to, unfortunately, there's nothing to hold him, nothing to stick him, unless there's a Diddy tape somewhere that's going to leak on him. But we'll have to wait and see. But, he may be experiencing a win in court, but who's not winning?
Who gonna check it, boo?
His wife. Her Cowboy Carter tour tickets seem to not be doing so hot, so I'm damn right gonna spit on this because I said that the Grammy was undeserved and rigged. She got Album of the Year and Country Album of the Year, and yet she can't even fill her ticket seats.
Okay, so hold your comment for 47 seconds. I think this is very similar to a Zack Peter going on tour and having a Valentine's Day show and not being able to sell out tickets because you just went on tour. We've seen this whole Cowboy Cartier tour announcement. It's been kind of like, for Beyonce, let the visuals speak for themselves when there are visuals and let the performance speak for itself when there is a performance. But I think because Beyonce just went on tour for Renaissance, and these were both like not really... Mind you, please don't come for me. I don't think these were as promoted albums as we've seen and like as Beyonce has done in the past. I personally feel that these are different. Like Renaissance, we hadn't gotten concerts and more, but the ticket prices, girl, those blue dots on Ticketmaster are still there. I remember I went to Renaissance. You want to know how much I paid?
How much?
You're like, I don't care. I flew to Chicago because the demand in the greater regions, everyone's like, Beyonce, she'll be done. I'm like, she's going to be done after this. Everyone's like, she's going to be done. I think we all shelled all our money and said, take it again. And I put out close to $800 after everything said and done. I was on a pretty good section, but like there were still high ticket prices ahead of me, like thousands of dollars. And so this tour has nosebleeds at $300 out of the 30 shows. Like there's still quite a lot of tickets up for grabs. I feel like the demand is just not there because she just went on tour. She just did this. That's my go ahead though. I will save space for you.
Okay, thank you. I'm calling bullshit. Number one, to respond to your Valentine's Day comment about my show at the Bourbon Room. I had just done 2 shows at the Bourbon Room, and I did not want to do the Valentine's Day show.
You did not want to share a stage with me.
I was against doing. First of all, you were invited to the last 2 Bourbon Room shows.
Second of all, I was out of town.
Were full, but the Valentine's Day show I did not want to do because I just didn't think a live podcast is what people would want to do on Valentine's Day. But the Bourbon Room really wanted to do it. I ultimately agreed to do it. And I don't think I gave it my best promotion, like whatever. But it was also Valentine's Day, and nobody wants to come and
Mirror
see
to
me
Beyonce
on Valentine's Day, right? And I had just done 2 shows at the Bourbon Room shortly before that. However, when it comes to Beyonce, I agree with you. She just did a big tour. It was a big splash. However, Taylor Swift and Adele are 2 very good examples that people will continue to show up for you if they're interested in your music. Taylor Swift did a full Eras tour. Adele really kind of just stuck. She hasn't had a ton of new music, and she really just sticks to the classics, but she knows how to put on a show. The issue with this Cowboy Carter tour is people aren't interested in Cowboy Carter. I don't know why everyone keeps trying to double down and trying to make Cowboy Carter bigger of a hype than it needs. Like Alien Superstar, like that era, and like that was great. And they did all the Metallica, and they dressed all alien,
All the
futuristic,
Metallica.
or metallic vibes. Like they did it, and it was great, and it was fun, and it was campy, and like she put on a good show. Was it her best album? Maybe not, but she put on a good show, and the music was something that people wanted to go out and bop to. Cowboy Carter is not the music that people want to go out and see her perform. People barely even cared about the album. It did not deserve Album of the Year. It did not deserve Country Album of the Year. It was a flop of an album. It was not like, it's sad that we waited to give her the Grammy for this moment when she had so many other Grammy-worthy moments. But nobody gives a shit about seeing her go up on stage and yodel-a-hoo.
You know what? Yodel yeehaw, bitch. I think if you compare Taylor and Adele, it's not really a fair comparison because Taylor's was of all her albums. It encompasses a lot. Adele, like, she has also done a large recollection of her other work. When Beyonce did Renaissance, she mostly kept it to Renaissance. I will say that. But I agree with you, like, the Cowboy Carter stuff, it's like, people know it's going to be kept to Cowboy Carter. So, like, there is a specific audience. Huh?
I said, and nobody likes it.
That's your opinion.
Are you going to spend $800 to go to a Cowboy Carter show?
Girl, I just did for Renaissance. I'm broke. We're in a borderline recession. Like the S&P dropped, honey. My wallet's not about to drop that same amount of money on a Cowboy Carter show.
So then if this were 2 years ago when you went to go see Beyonce in her Alien Superstar era, and if you had that $800 back in your pocket and you had an option to see Adele, Taylor, or Beyonce's, not Renaissance, but Beyonce's
don't put the
Cowboy
girls against
Carter.
each other.
Well, it was, but my point is they were at the same time when the Alien Superstar happened, right? And people would choose between Beyonce or Taylor because they were both on their massive tours. Now, if this were not Alien Superstar and this were Cowboy Carter, let's just pretend, hypothetical, this was not Alien Superstar, this was Cowboy Carter, you're going to tell me you would choose to go to Yodel over Taylor Swift?
I would Yodel yeehaw about it.
For $800.
I would think about it, though. I'd be really contemplating it because the time you also have to look at, we didn't have Beyonce, we had COVID, we had like all this stuff. I don't think it would have been as popular as Renaissance because Renaissance was very similar to a Cowboy Carter, like promotional style, if you call it that. But like, it was just kind of like, it was out there, no visuals, and it went. There were no music videos. There were no pieces that came out to really promote it. So like, they both follow through in the same similar pattern. But like, I think people really were like, I will see the visuals at the tour. That's where I'll get it. And now everyone's like, I can't afford the tour though. I just bought this. I thought we were done. I thought we were going to wait a minute.
You completely dodged my question with your Blake Lively word salad answer.
My word salad, not in front of my salad. The answer is I probably would have done it because I probably would have believed she's done after this.
Bullshit.
I thought she was done after Renaissance. I was like, I'm never going to see her again. So I put the money out.
Renaissance was an experience. Cowboy Carter is a yodel.
You know who else is going to yodel? You, when you are one day in front of Miss Beyoncé, slay.
You know who I would rather see perform? Lizzo.
I don't think you would, though.
I actually like Lizzo. Why would I not support Lizzo? I would prefer to go to a Lizzo concert rather than a Cowboy Carter concert.
I love
do
you
like
say,
Beyonce.
I actually like Lizzo. Like you're defending your comments of not liking Lizzo, which I never accused you of.
I've never said I didn't like Lizzo.
I know, but I just like your comment saying, I actually like Lizzo.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you saw this, segue into our next story. Lizzo just did a performance. She performed. And she opened up about her LA concert because she has a new single coming out. Remind you, she is still in the midst of everything from 2023. But I wrote about this for work, and she said she was in a deep, deep, dark depression. She said, quote, I was so heartbroken by the world and so deeply hurt that I didn't want to live anymore. I was so deeply afraid of people that I didn't want to be seen. Eventually, I got over that fear. She has a new song that she is debuting. And so there's been a lot of like discussion of like, is the world ready for Lizzo to come back? Does everyone feel like they've had enough demand for Lizzo? And she's still been under her lawsuits, going through them back and forth with her former backup dancers. But, you know, she said, quote, "I share that story to let you know that if you've ever been through depression or darkness or felt so betrayed by someone you trusted or were lied about and hated for those lies, you are not alone." So she didn't shy away from mentioning it in her performance.
Didn't they say that she sexually harassed them?
She was accused, yes, of sexual harassment,
harassment.
like a few other things when it came to these lawsuits. Most of it has fallen on the tour company because Lizzo's name is not necessarily named as the employer. It's the touring group, Big Girls Touring, that a lot of these have come under. But she's been dismissed as like the main person in specific lawsuits. But she has still got a few others where she's named in it at least.
Good for her. I mean,
What a Bob the Drag Queen answer. Are you going to watch Dorinda's new show? Good for her.
that
Good
was
for her.
funny. I mean, I don't know. Listen. I don't mind Liz. I don't know if I believe all of the allegations that like she sexually harassed her dancers and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think I don't necessarily. I mean, I've gone back and forth in the past, but I think now I don't believe the allegations against her. And listen, let her. If people want to see her, let her perform. Right?
Yeah, everyone else
Wait
can make that
until
decision.
they let me out the house. All the rumors.
I always wonder though when people come forward with allegations of some sort, and it's
Cash
like
grab.
to go through the roundabout, the legal team. Like, I think that when you have something and you have multiple people, case like this as well, to let's say lie to the point or not tell the complete truth to get it this far, that's a lot. That's a lot to put yourself through and be like, can I keep up this charade? So there has to be some, what is the word you'd like to use? Levity to the situation. There obviously are comments that have been circulating that the backup dancers said that they were fat shamed, the working conditions on tour, that like
Why would Lizzo fat shame them? She's all about,
that's the confusing part. But it's like, why would you also
exactly. It makes no logical sense.
why would you also
And
make a comment about it too? Like as a backup dancer, like why would you make something up like that necessarily? So that's the big burning question. That's still sick.
money, Andy, money is a big motivator. And the reality is, most of these cases, as we're seeing with this Lizzo case specifically, most of these cases don't ever make it to trial. So they don't have to be proven wrong. They just have to cause enough controversy against the celebrity to then bully or bend them over to
And
get a settlement. That's really what most of these are. They're cash grabs. So if you make these allegations, if it gets enough attention, the celebrity's going to want it to go away, so they just pay them off. This happens with people that are wealthy all the time, rather than fighting it out in court, because it's a much more expensive and dragged out process. And as we're seeing with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, that we're seeing everything get dragged out, and all of their lives are being picked apart, and all of their text messages and emails, and that's the part of the trial that's the messiest. And so oftentimes people don't go to trial to avoid having any of their other skeletons getting dragged out from the closet. And who has the most to lose? Not the unknown accusers that nobody really cares about, because at the end of the day, they can move on with their lives, but it's usually the celeb or the person that's wealthy that has the most to lose, because their
I don't
reputation is going to take
know.
a bigger hit.
You got to think about too, like some end of the day, whether you win or lose, the name with an accuser to be able to work and like let's say like a dancer situation, like do you think they can realistically get more dance work whether they win or
They
lose
don't
their
need
name?
to if
It's
the
like,
settlement's big enough.
but you just got to sit with that too and be like, am I really going to have to give up this profession if that lump sum comes through, and say, I'm going to go work at Kroger. I'm going to go live my life.
They don't need to work at Kroger. They get a settlement that pays for their life. They're good after that. They
I
can
mean,
do whatever they want
who
to do or
knows?
not do whatever they want to do. That's
Who
the whole point, is
knows?
to get
It
the
can be
settlement.
trader's money. It can be like, here's a little bit.
It's not typically how settlements work. But there are motivations to sue people and to make false allegations, and those motivations are monetary because usually they're big settlements. You sign an NDA, you agree to your payment, you're taken care of.
And you're getting breadcrumbs, just like Jessica Simpson is returning to the stage with.
What is she doing?
You know, that's the question of the hour, of the moment. I don't know if you saw this, but I'm surprised you didn't see this. If you didn't, Jessica Simpson, for the first time in 15 years, debuted a song. And so, say again?
A new song?
On Wednesday, March 12th, the singer played a gig at the South by Southwest Academy's Austin chapter block party. So, in Instagram stories, people were seeing this, shared by the Recording Academy. She opened up about her decision to return to music with her first song titled Breadcrumbs. It was its first live debut, and so it was interesting. I think she said, like, hey, it's Jessie, and everyone's like, Jessie? Like, not Jessica?
Jesse's girl.
So she said, quote, this time I needed to remember who I was and why I wanted to sing in the first place, and all the music that inspires me, she told the crowd. Quote, and I need to forget who they told me to be. She also performed a new song called Blame Me, in addition to her other singles, Use My Heart Against Me and Leave. So she also covered Nancy Sinatra's 1996 classic, These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. Makes sense because she's in Austin. And Dusty Springfield's 1969 song, Son of a Preacher Man. So, yeah, she teased the performance online on Instagram Reels, and she was like, which way to South by Southwest? And yeah, she was in her outfit, but she was like, hey, everybody, it's Jessica Simpson. We just landed in Austin, and I'm going to wait in line at the Enterprise. This is not an ad, but I'm going to get a rental car. So very interesting. We didn't expect her. I mean, obviously she's going through divorce and other things. Didn't expect her to drop some music in 15 years.
No, I mean, she's kind of been laying low.
Lilo.
Yeah, she's been laying low with all the divorce rumors and the breakup speculation.
With you.
So I feel like, I mean, good for her if she's trying to make a comeback. We haven't really heard much. Like, she hasn't done anything in a while.
Yeah.
Like, is her shoe hairline's what's been carrying it?
You know, maybe.
There you go, Jessica Simpson. Stay booked and busy.
Do what you gotta do, girl. But do you want to see her come back to music?
I mean, she hasn't done music in so long. I don't know. I don't personally. I mean, was the song any good?
I mean,
no.
I will let you come back and put that on our Instagram stories on the social account. So if you want to see Zach's true feelings about the song, go to our social account, give it a follow, and Zach will give his true, honest opinion, unfiltered, unedited, live.
Well, unfiltered, unedited, and live. I just gave my thoughts about Meghan Markle's new announcement that she's coming out with her new podcast, which is called Confessions of a Female Founder. You know, I was very confused. I was like, another one? It was like that meme where it's like, another one, thank you. But this time I was like, I'm not thanking anybody. I thought we just did this. We did just do this not too long ago. She had a show called Archetypes with Spotify, and they fired her. And she totally fumbled that ball. So now she decided, so she's no longer with Spotify. She's with Lemonada. Never heard of them, but okay, good for her. And she said, I've been having candid conversations with amazing women who have turned dreams into realities and scaled small ideas into massively successful businesses. They're opening up, sharing their tips, tricks, and tumbles, and letting me pick their brains as I build out my own business. As ever, it has been an absolutely eye-opening, inspiring, and fun. But what's the point if we can't have some fun on this wild adventure? So there are lots of there are tons of twists and turns even with the name. I was figuring it out in real time. I appreciate everyone who is supporting and gave me the grace to make mistakes and figure it out, and also to be forgiving myself through that. It's a learning curve. Shut up. Like I literally like I can't with her. She tries so hard to be like I'm relatable and I'm authentic, and it just like is absolutely not relatable or authentic at all. We heard about all the rumors and all the Spotify employees that came out and they were like she was a nightmare to work with. We've now heard that her 2015 Pinterest Netflix cooking show that had a staff of 80 people.
80?
80 people worked on that fucking show. And so it's just she's just so I don't know why you need 80 people working on that cooking show, but it's a lot. Are you gonna be listening to what was it, Confessions of
Of a
Female Founder?
shopaholic, whatever that shows was.
And she's not Megan Sussex anymore. Now she's just Megan.
I can't keep up.
It literally changed from last week to this week. Now she's just Megan.
I wanna.
She's just plain Megan.
It's like that song, like, do you wanna? Come on, Kylie. I wanna like her. I just don't know because she flip flops. Like, I'm a Sussex. I'm not a Sussex. I'm not podcasting. I'm podcasting. I just wanna have like another sit down Oprah interview with her and be like, girl, what do you want to do? Because we can help you. Like we can help refine your image, figure it out. I'm sure she could figure it out deep down and have a good social strategy and have a good rebrand. But like, I'm just confused at some of these decisions.
But like, also, this concept is 10 years old. Like, it was cool when it was the 2016 girl boss era, and we're all going to sit down
Goop.
with female founders. Well, not even Goop, but just like in the time that Goop was coming up, we had this like era of like, you know, it's about women leading the charge and women in business. You had like Jacqueline Johnson who founded Create and Cultivate and was doing the Create and Cultivate summits, and like all of that like was the trend and was the moment. All prior to 2020, like that 2015 to 2019 era, you had the up and coming influencer era. Like this was all the time to launch this type of stuff. Whereas now, and also, how is this any different from archetypes? Like it's literally the exact same concept of archetypes, just now called Confessions of a Female Founder. And then it's with Meghan because she's not Markle anymore, and I guess she's not Sussex anymore, which Sussex is not her last name and was never her last name. Legally, if she wanted to take on Harry's last name, it would have been Mountbatten Windsor, but it's not.
Mountbatten Windsor.
So nobody knows her name. Like that's the thing. She doesn't even know what her identity is, and she doesn't even know what her like brand is. She just changed the name of her brand. Remember, it was what was it?
As Ever.
No, it's As Ever now. But what was it before?
Oh, something Manor. I'm blanking.
Yeah, see, it's forgettable.
Just well,
so are you going to listen to her podcast? I don't want to dislike her, but she just keeps doing these things that make her so unlikable.
It's just like that meme where it's like the gays, they just keep doing it. Like, but this one, it's like Meghan, she just keeps doing it. I'm like, just I want to know if the royals had a stock, what would happen to it? Like, how would that be up and down? Would that be consistent? Are you buying into royal stock? Like, that would be the real, true understanding of how they're doing. But for me, I'm okay. I don't.
You know what? Sorry.
I don't listen.
You know what would be a better like decision is if she did. Like, she's known as such a fashionista that if she leaned more into fashion and she maybe, I mean, I don't think she could do like a full Anna Delvey thing where she's like, I'm an artist and I'm going to fashion shows and I work with Kelly Catrone. But like, she could do like a cute, like women's, like even if it's
For a second I thought we were talking about you, and then I was like, oh, we're talking about Meghan.
no, I'm not gonna get no. But like if she leaned, like she's got such a good style. It's a very elegant, it's a very classic style that if she leaned into something like that and did some sort of like shoe collaboration, like Christine Cavallari was successful with that.
Katy Perry's
Jessica
shoe collection.
Simpson, Jessica Simpson, her shoe collection is still going strong. Fergie, like if Meghan Markle leaned more
Fergie's shoe collection is still going strong. You really want to stand by that statement?
Is it?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if it is. Why you wouldn't think Jessica Simpson's shoes and stuff would still be going strong, but they are. But like if Meghan did like a some, like because Goop even tried to do that, like a fashion collection. I think that would be something. It's tangible. It's a product that she can sell to people. It's something that's true to her style. Like that's one thing that she does have going for her is her style. It's
I think
always been consistent.
I think she should be a host and style. Like, go host Deal or No Deal Island. It makes sense.
Mm.
And see how she does. And she could really take on like a
Does she
very
have a
much.
good enough personality to be a host?
Most of them don't, and they do it anyway. So put her on Love Island. Put her on a couple of these,
She's
like,
not gonna do Love Island.
or put her on, I don't know, The Ultimatum. She'll just be there and she'll just be cordial and let her do her thing. But, or put her in an episode of Black Mirror. She makes a little cameo, just like Miley did.
Or she should go back into acting. I don't know why she doesn't do that. Like acting, I think fashion is a lane that would do well for her. Podcasting, she's too fucking boring and she's not that bright. And then when it comes to cooking shows, like she's not that talented. And so when it comes to
Zach,
what
stop
else has she
talking about
done?
yourself like that. Don't do that
What
to
else has
yourself.
she done? Um, like or then
Vlogging.
just or lean into being like a full socialite like her and Harry, be fashion
Be fashion.
philanthropy socialites that I think, that could work for them as well.
It could. Well, I obviously brought up Black Mirror for a hot minute, and we have some new updates in our watch or skip. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, it's a good time to do that. Please make sure you do that now.
Do it.
Anyway, Black Mirror is out. Well, the
Yay.
trailer is out. So I have been a Black Mirror stan. I watched this new trailer. It really tried to put all the episodes in about 2.5 minutes, and I was really confused at what episode is what. We have Aquafina, we have Issa Rae, we have like a reprise of the USS McAllister, and so like a lot of these episodes are now like very, very in depth, very granular, and so I kind of miss like Black Mirror in the OG days when it was a BBC show, when it was like, here's a hypothetical situation, it's 30 minutes, get creeped out, go on with your life. These are like hour long. Pretty sure. All the episodes again. And it's a lot of very tech heavy AI themes. And I'm like, this is too literal drama to me. I like when it was lighthearted a little bit because I could like check out. But this new trailer debuted. A lot of people are very excited for Black Mirror to come back. I have mixed feelings because like some of the newer seasons I don't want to rewatch as much because it takes a lot of attention. It takes a lot for you to go in. Do you like Black Mirror?
I've liked some of them.
Sure.
I don't watch consistently every season, but like when there was like a Miley Cyrus episode, like I would try to get into it. And some of the earlier seasons I watched, I don't keep up with it. Or when Annie Winters, right? What was her name? From Schitt's Creek. Annie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Annie Murphy. When she did it, that one was a good one. So like if there's a celebrity cameo, I like to tune into those, but I don't watch it consistently now.
Yeah. Other news, Barry Jenkins is in talks to direct the new Glenn Powell sci-fi thriller, The Natural Order. So this came out. This is a Universal movie based on Matthew Aldrich's unpublished manuscript. It's basically in talks right now. Like, there's been a lot of buzz because obviously it's Glenn Powell, but it's Jenkins, who was from the Mufasa, The Lion King for Disney, which did very well, over $700 million. Obviously, Glenn Powell's been in Anyone But You, Twisters, and a few more. But yeah, the two of them, people think this will be a really good mix. It's, again, an unpublished manuscript, so I don't really know much to tell you. Like, we're just getting a lot of stuff these days that are, hey, here's this star, here's this director, we're in talks, we might have something coming up. But this, all we know, at least as far as I've seen, this revolves around the pursuit of eternal life.
Okay.
Would you watch another Glenn Powell sci-fi thriller? Because it sounds like
I like sci-fi thrillers and I like Glenn Powell, so I would watch it. Where is it coming out on? In theaters or on a streaming service?
I want to say this is going to be like Universal Pictures, maybe. I don't know. It seems like Universal, from what I'm seeing.
Okay. I
But
mean,
The
I'm
Natural Order
down
is the
for
first
it.
project Jenkins will produce with his company Barnstorm Productions, which did says here land a first look deal with Universal, which began last month. So I'm assuming again, Universal will most likely be the home for this.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet. Watch or skip.
I will watch. I mean, I don't know if I'll go to the theater. It depends. I have to see the trailer and see if it looks any good. But I do like Glenn Powell and I do like thrillers. So
Well, if you like
I'm gonna check.
trailers, then the new F1 trailer with Brad Pitt for Apple TV also just locked in.
Mm,
I'm already going to tell you I'm going to skip. I'm
why?
not an F1 girl. I'm
What is
not a Brad Pitt
F1?
girl. It's this new movie series, literally titled F1, and it's coming to Apple TV. So the trailer just dropped today. It's Formula One. If you didn't know what F1 was, did you know what F1 was?
No. Oh, it's a
So
race car movie.
it's a movie, yes, not a series. My bad
No,
on
but
that.
it's a race car.
But the Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski is on this, so people are very much like, yeah, like action, fun. But in this, Brad Pitt plays a washed-up character named Sonny Hayes, dubbed the greatest driver that never was, who gets a call from his former teammate turned, it seemed like, struggling F1 owner Ruben Cervantes, and they offer him an F1 ride to, have a redemption. But
Fun.
he has a teammate named Joshua Pierce, and there's a love interest. So it's standard, action packed love interest, thriller, fun, that whole 9 yards. So, like, again, it's giving Top Gun put in a different situation.
Fun.
You're like, fun.
I mean,
Justin.
it's not. I mean, I would rather probably watch the Glenn Powell one over this Brad Pitt one.
That's what
But I
I'm
mean,
saying. This is gonna be perfect for
I
straight
just
male
don't care about.
audiences.
I just don't care about race car. Well, I don't know if anybody's really going to care about it because, like, do we care about the racing industry that much?
Do we care about the things that we say that much? Probably not, but here we are. They could say the same thing about podcasts.
Should we move on to our couple? Oh, actually, I have another one. Are you going to watch the new Snow White?
Oh, girl, I'm okay. I'm
Why,
okay.
you don't like Rachel Zegler
Or Gal Gadot.
and her the CGI dwarfs? Did you hear the controversy with the CGI dwarfs?
That
The
one of them was actually a person who went on a date with Zack Peter and then went for the movie.
No, they're CGI, Andy. They're not real. They're minions.
You know what? You can believe anybody is real. You can go on a date with a little person,
Do you
Zach, and you can
do
believe it
you
wasn't real.
do you understand the outrage from the little people community that they took away jobs from the little people and made them CGI characters? Well, this was also the same outrage that they had. Remember in Willy Wonka when they did the little man and then they duplicated him when the
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Depp Willy Wonka and people and
Mm-hmm.
all the little people were upset about that too. I think we need more justice for little people. I think
Did you
this
see
is
that clip of the little persons? They're like, she's a freak. She's the freaky one. And they're like two little people in a chair. I will send you the clip, and if you like the clip, if you know the clip, please leave a comment on the podcast.
what is okay.
You didn't? Okay, anyway.
So you're not going to watch Snow White?
No, I'm good. I'm not as much of a Disney gay as you think I am.
I used to like the live
Used to.
actions, but I feel like they.
Lilo and Stitch, I'll get in.
Oh, that one I look forward to seeing.
I'll rock in that one. I'll lock in
When does that
Captain.
come out?
You know,
So you're gonna skip
a lot of these.
May 23rd. Oh, it's coming up. Oh, there's a trailer. When did the trailer come out?
It's been
Oh, it came
out.
out yesterday.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks. I enjoy. Here's the thing: when you have a live action movie and you do the animation well, people are excited. Except
Yeah.
like when you do Sonic the Hedgehog and you really bust down Tatiana on Sonic, and you have to go back to the editing room to redo his entire look and feel. I remember when people were outraged on that. They're like, Sonic the Hedgehog looks unwell, like
Mm.
not okay. Lilo and Stitch, Stitch looks good. Like Stitch looks very with it.
Oh, this is. I'm excited about Lilo and Stitch. Is it direct to streaming though, or is it going to be in theaters?
I
Oh,
want it.
in theaters May
Yeah,
23rd. Oh, okay.
we'll go. It's a date. Buy me
There we
popcorn.
go.
Speaking of dates,
Mm.
we have our couples corner.
Yes, we do.
I saw some news you put in here in all caps.
Harry Jowsey. Do you want to know who he's dating?
Who?
Pretty Little Liar Lucy Hale.
Is she pretty and is she a liar and she Lucy?
Right?
She is Lucy Hale. She is not just, constrained by Pretty Little
what
Liars.
other groundbreaking performance has she had? What is she known for?
Please hold for 3 seconds. Oh, not me typing Lucy Gale. Lucy Hale. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. This is everywhere. They are dating. You really think that they're going to last?
No, they're not dating seriously. They're like it's very loose. Like he slid into her DMs and they bonded over being sober together. And I don't know. I didn't expect this from Lucy Hale though.
I didn't expect this from Harry Jowsey to have a girlfriend.
I didn't think he could pull a Lucy Hale, and I also don't think that Lucy Hale, I didn't think she would be interested in like a fuckboy Harry Jowsey.
I mean, if you think about it.
But also, if you look at Lucy Hale, best known for her role as Aria Montgomery in the Freeform teen drama Pretty Little Liars.
I love how it says Freeform when it was not on Freeform when it originally came out.
What was it?
ABC Family.
It started as ABC Family, but by the final season, they had transitioned to Freeform.
I know. It's just I don't like the Freeform name. Anyway, wild. I tried to give his podcast a listen the other day.
Was it any good?
I tried, I said.
And
I will stand by my statement. I tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least you tried. It's A for effort.
A for Andy, not for effort.
Well, I mean, this one's I kind of like it, but I don't like. I like it because they're both like very attractive and they're like cute, and she's kind of like a Polly Pocket, and he's really tall.
Is it kind of like us, like an uncommon duo?
Yeah, and like it's like a fun kind of duo.
It's like Zack likes to drink wine and sit at home with his dogs, and I like to go out and take a run on the beach.
Yeah, I don't like going out.
Yeah,
at all.
No, not in you.
You go out all the time. You go out down the street from me all the time.
It's happened 2 times, so sit your ass
2 times
down.
in like the past month is a lot.
That's a lot for me even to go downtown, even in general.
Yeah.
Like besides seeing you or going to Spotify, it's a lot for me.
Yeah.
Like name my other business being downtown.
You don't have any other business.
Exactly. I don't have any business to stand on. I can barely.
Why are you even going out in downtown?
Why are you even ridiculing me?
I don't even go out in downtown.
You live there.
I know, but I still don't go out there.
I was forced.
Yeah, you looked real forced and tortured. You look like Taylor Swift's tortured poet.
Oh, I look better than that. Don't give me that.
Okay, well, Harry Jowsey and Lucy Hale dating, cute, got it. And then on top of that, we also have Kim Kardashian. So in the new episode of The Kardashians, Kim is talking to Khloe and she's opening up about her previous marriages. And she talks about her jewelry in her marriages and specifically says that her second marriage, which was to NBA star Chris Humphries.
That 3-month blip, less than 3 months?
Less than 72 days. Less
Yeah.
than 3 months. So she says that the engagement ring, she actually bought it, but she had to forfeit it in the divorce. He wanted the ring, so she had to give it up to him in the divorce, even though she's the one that paid for it. She said that he gave a
This is the shit we want to watch. Like we want to know that shit.
He paid a fifth of the total cost for the ring.
And so I paid a fifth for the total cost of this podcast.
Could you imagine it like paying for a fifth of a ring and then still having the nerve to ask for the ring in the divorce?
He's broke.
He has all the chicken spots.
Who?
Hot chicken? What is he?
Dave's Hot Chicken?
Chris Humphrey Chicken. Oh,
Chicken
Dave's
Shop
Hot Chicken.
Dave's Hot Chicken.
He owns, yeah.
He owns Dave's Hot Chicken?
Yep, in
That
Minnesota.
tracks. Only one in Minnesota.
No, multiple in Minnesota.
Only Minnesota. That explains. That's a fifth of the company, Zach.
I mean, I guess.
That Dave's Hot Chicken does slap. It does make sense for his brand, and it does make sense why he'd ask for that ring back.
Yeah.
It's like Dave's Hot Chicken, then you have Skims. Like,
yeah, I get why he wanted the ring, but like still.
I know. Sometimes you really need the money. You know what? I have an embarrassing story. When I was a teenager and I was with my first boyfriend, We talked about this the other week, and I just recounted it back, and I was like, God damn it, Andy, you're so fucking stupid. My first boyfriend and I, we went to JC fucking Penney.
Okay.
And he's like, let's get rings for each other.
Okay.
Tell me why. Tell me why. We fucking went in there and we got like these almost like engagement ring shit pieces. They're like $90. JCPenney. My mom's like, did you just get an engagement ring? And I was like, no, it's a band. And I'm like, it's a band. And it wasn't an
What is it, a
engagement band.
promise ring?
Basically, I was like Nick Jonas and all, but I was still fucking and banging.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Jonas didn't have a promise ring. What was his called? They had
Purity
it's a
ring.
chastity, a purity ring.
A chastity belt.
No, it's a purity ring. So you got a promise ring. You got a promise ring? That's an engagement, Andy. You were engaged.
You know what it's like to be engaged? Do you know what it's
No.
like to be engaged?
No desire.
Look at that.
How long did the engagement last?
It's gone now, so I can't tell you shit.
Well, how long did did you get to keep the ring?
Did you get to keep the ring?
Did you get a reimbursement for $90?
Well,
I like how you brought up this story. You
I'm trying to
literally
think.
voluntarily
threw out
brought
the
up
ring.
this story.
I asked for it back because I paid for a fifth of it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know where it is. It was $90 for each of us. So I can tell you that. It was a lot of money then. But JCPenney, tracks. High schoolers, tracks.
It reminds me of this was in high school?
This was in
You
high
got
school.
engaged in high school?
I didn't get fucking engaged. We just got rings.
You got engaged. You got it. This is an engagement.
No,
Oh my
it's
God. This
not.
is our social clip of the week. This is going on your personal account. You got engaged, Andy, in high school. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. You're like Amber Portwood and Gary on Teen Mom when he went and bought her a Walmart ring because she was 16 and pregnant.
Ew, I'm not fucking 16 or pregnant and we're going to Walmart.
You went to JCPenney. Like, let's not
get overhyped and say this was an engagement. This was we're taking baby steps to promise to each other.
Okay, a
it's
promise ring.
Basically.
That's very
Anyway,
gay.
I promised to give you also some more updates on this Blake and Baldoni update because that's what we're closing out.
Oh, great. The latest update on Blake and Baldoni, the judge finally ruled on the protective order. And so everyone's like, oh, are we going to get to see Taylor Swift's text messages? Are we not? But Taylor Swift isn't the only high-profile person in this. We also have Hugh Jackman. We also have Bradley Cooper. But so basically, the judge granted 4 different categories. He's giving Blake her protective order that's super
To
strict
protect
to attorneys
Taylor
sex only.
Swift.
What?
To protect Taylor Swift.
Well, yes and no. So he said, sure, you can have your protective order. Sure, it can be set for attorney size only. However, he's limiting it to only 4 different categories. One is like trade secrets and business plans that are not related to It Ends With Us. So like marketing plans, strategies, any sort of like IP that is related to anybody's business that's not specifically in relation to It Ends With Us. That is all attorney size only. Information cannot be shared. Second one is security measures, because Blake was trying to say, oh, but like my security, I need to like be safe. And so the judge said, okay, attorney size only when it comes to anything related to your security measures. Third is the medical information. She's like, oh my God, but what about my 5 psychiatrists and Justin Baldoni's 5 mistresses? And so he said, medical information, attorney size only. Got it. And so
Mistresses
the last...
not?
What?
What about the mistresses?
We don't know. The mistresses got dropped in all of this. But then the last one is highly personal and intimate information about third parties. So in this case, the third parties are the people that are not named or that are not involved in the lawsuits. So this is Taylor Swift. This is Hugh Jackman. And so naturally, not that they would ever get granted a wide enough scope to just kind of get all of their text messages, but should Brian Friedman, for example, want to subpoena Taylor Swift's text messages, then if there's anything that is not specifically related to It Ends With Us, then that would fall under Blake's protective order for attorney size only. So if she's like, oh my God, Travis Kelce was hitting it so good last night, and she texts that to Blake, that would have to be under lock and key and seal, and that cannot be revealed to anybody.
But was he hitting it good last night?
We'll never know. Only Brian Friedman
attorney's
will know.
eyes only.
Only the attorneys will know.
Damn.
Do you think he's good in bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the end of the podcast.
Which of the Kelce brothers would you be down for?
Not this question. I'm good.
You don't have a favorite Kelsey brother?
Attorney's eyes only.
Okay.
Well, obviously, if you love the Pop Report and you love the Kelsey brothers, you should smash that button because someone's getting smashed anyway, and it's not going to be Zach. Zach, leave him with something.
Hit it like you're Travis Kelce. Hit that like button like you're Travis Kelce on Taylor Swift's red scarf.
And that's where I'm going to end the recording. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well, oh my God, you made it this far in the episode. First of all, thank you so much. Second of all,
Subscribe.
yeah,
What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
wherever you are, just do the damn thing.
Yeah, I don't care if you're on the bus, if you're on a Tinder date. Just hit the subscribe button right now. Show us some love. That way the next episode is fresh in your inbox.
And we'll see you soon.